Not doing this one thing is killing your business, and that is building an online presence. And before you click off this video because you think, online presence, look at this guy giving us advice we already know, I want you to ask yourself, how good is my online presence? Am I actually getting something out of it? Because in this video, regardless of if your business has an online presence or not, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can get more customers and more sales by building one. And you'll want to watch the end of this video because I'm going to be going over a bonus tip on how you can leverage your website traffic and turn it into real leads and get sales right now. So let's get started. First, let's build a website. If you already have one, you can skip ahead using the timestamps of each section in the description below. But you might still want to watch this because having a website that looks good and has a good user interface is important. When someone searches for your business on Google and nothing comes up, that's already bad enough. But when they search you up and they stumble upon a website that doesn't look professional, that's hard to navigate, that's going to be their first impression of you. So let's change that. Today, in 2024, you can easily build a website yourself if you want to. Most website builders nowadays are drag and drop and even have some nice looking templates. I'd suggest Squarespace or Wix because they're both really good and pretty affordable too. Plus, you can get your domain and website name through Squarespace and Wix too, which is really nice that your builder and website hosting are all in one place. And I'm not going to give you a full tutorial on how to use these website builders in this video, but if you want to see a video about that, let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. But with all that said, if you're someone who's not into technology or you don't have the time to build one, you could have someone build one for you. And before you spend a lot of money having someone build a custom website for you, I'd look on something like Fiverr where you can find a freelance web designer for an affordable price. There's a lot of options there and you can clearly see if someone has good reviews and how many customers they've helped. So all in all, get a website built. I'm going to link to some really good resources in the description on how to build one, getting a domain, and just how to get your website up and running. So check that out after you watch the rest of this video. And something else to think about as a bit of a bonus is your website mobile friendly. 9 times out of 10, regardless of what niche you're in, the people visiting your website are going to be using a phone. So you'll want to make sure everything on your website still works and looks good on mobile. Easier said than done, but if you are using a builder like I first suggested, you can actually see what your website will look like on mobile in the builder itself, which is pretty cool. And if you're having someone build it for you, just make sure you reiterate to them that you want your site to be mobile friendly for your consumers who are visiting it. I've seen tons of websites that either just don't really work on mobile and break, or don't look good and the text and everything is just really smushed together. So like I said before, first impressions are everything and you want your website to look good and function as well. So just keep this in mind. Now, moving on to our next step in building an online presence, let's talk about target audience. I can almost guarantee that 99% of you watching this right now already know who your target audience is. You figured this out when you started your business. But if you don't already know, you need to define who your audience is. Because having your target audience in mind when you're building something like a website or a social media page is what you need to be doing. It's sort of how you stay on brand, right? Like if I was, say, a Medicare agent, right, and my website had nothing to do with Medicare, was not themed with that in mind, well, that's not a very good start to building an online presence. Another thing you need to think about is the people who visit my website, for instance. Who are they? Sticking to my example of me being a Medicare agent, I'm going to want to make sure my website is easy to navigate for seniors on desktop and mobile. And on top of that, you also want to be thinking about your target audience when you're creating content as well, which leads me into my next topic. Content. You need to be creating it for your website and on social media because other people are doing it right now in your niche. And if you're not, then you're playing the same game as them, but at a disadvantage. For example, if I go on Google and search for Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement, I'm going to stumble upon a lot of blog posts pertaining to that topic. Some of them are going to be from carriers and others are going to be from regular businesses just like mine in my previous example. The reason I'm bringing this up is because your target audience has questions about the industry that you're in. And if it's Medicare, I can almost guarantee you that your consumers have a ton of questions that need to be answered. You could go down the line one by one answering questions. You'll have success there, but at the same time, there's also a way to leverage your time more effectively while you're still doing that. And if you haven't already guessed, it's creating blog posts as part of your content creation. A blog post is always live and it can answer someone's question on something like, what's the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement? you'll be able to start building rapport with that person without even talking to them yet, which is pretty powerful. These blog posts will live on your website, and once you get some up, then you'll have some opportunities to leverage your time in the long run. So think about the questions your target audience has, search for it on Google, and see if other people have answered those questions in blog posts already. It's okay if they already have, and if they haven't, or you think you can make a better blog post that answers the question more effectively, then you're on the right track. Along with content for your website, you need to be creating it for your social media as well. But before we dive into that, let's talk about something very important. SEO. It stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's what allows your website to be seen by more people and rank higher on Google and other web browsers. And with content creation like we just discussed, you're actually already on the right track. Remember when I was searching for commonly asked questions that my target audience has? Well, those questions are actually keywords that people are actively searching for online. And by having those keywords and topics on your website, it'll be able to rank higher and get more website visits. I'm not going to do a deep dive into SEO here because it could honestly be an entire video on its own. It can be complicated, but with anything, we can always simplify it. What's important is that you just understand what it is and are thinking about it when building a presence online. I'm going to link to a really good resource if you want to learn more about SEO and how to track it. And if you would like to see a video specifically about it, where we go in depth on it, then just let me know in the comments. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump back into content creation, specifically creating content for social media. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, your target audience is on social media. Not being active on it with valuable content that your audience can interact with is a huge opportunity being wasted. Now, if you've seen some of our other videos on this channel regarding the topic of social media, you'll already have an idea of what content to create here. But if you haven't seen those videos, I'll link them in the description so you can watch them after this. Man, this video really is starting to be packed full of resources, and it might be a bit overwhelming, so if you need to rewatch anything, you can go to each section in the timestamps below in the description, and make sure to like this video so you can save it for later, and comment if you do have a specific question, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Nonetheless, let me give you a rundown of what content we should be putting on our social media. The first thing you want to be focusing on is short form video. We've said it countless times on this channel, but video performs much better than static posts. And it really allows you to be relatable to your audience and throw in your own personality, which is pretty cool. And not all your posts have to be a video, but you need to at least be using it to some extent. Now, the general rule of thumb when you're thinking about video content or any content at all on social media is similar to what we talked about before with our blog posts. We want to answer our target audience's questions. You need to provide value, something that will give your audience something they didn't have before seeing your post. This will mainly be information. You also need to make sure you give them actionable steps, how they can get from point A to point B to solve their question or problem. And you need to deliver your message in a signature way, which in this case could just be your personality or how you relate to them. You want to post pretty frequently, so the last word of advice that I have for social media is to set a goal for yourself. Whether it's to post twice, 3 times, or 5 times a week, they don't all have to be videos, by the way. Having a goal in mind will help you stick to it and be consistent. All right, so far in this video, we've been going over all the pretty low-cost ways to build your presence online. But with these methods, it will take time for people to view your blog posts and gain a following on social media. So it'll be a while before you get any leads or phone calls directly from them. And that brings us to another method of building your presence online, paid advertising. Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, there's a lot of places to run ads. Now, I could tell you to run ads on Facebook and try to drive traffic to your website, which could be really good if you have a sales funnel in place and have a really good offer to capture their information and turn it into a lead. But to simplify things, let's talk about running ads to the content you'll already be creating, specifically your blog posts. The topics and keywords that you choose to create blog posts on can really be ran as an ad as well on Google Ads through their paid search. I'm sure you've seen websites when you're on Google that have sponsored on top of them before. These companies are paying to rank higher without having to fight an uphill battle against SEO, which will take time. So instead, you could use ads to run website traffic on highly searched questions that your target audience has and send them to your blog posts. This is a really cost-effective way to ensure that the people who are visiting your website are already semi-warm because they are actively searching for those keywords. And turning them into a lead or seeing a result is going to be a lot easier than running a Facebook ads campaign. It does require you to create and build a blog post that is providing them a ton of value, but once it's set up, you'll be able to capitalize on it. So all in all, paid search ads on Google are another great way to build your online presence for your business. And staying on the topic of Google, if you search for a specific company, for instance, Neishloss and Fleming, our company, you'll notice that we have a Google business page that easily allows you to go to our website or leave a 5-star review. If you haven't already done this for your business, you can go to Google My Business and set this up, and it'll just help your website's SEO and help people in your local area find you much easier. Now, this entire time during this video, we've talked about how to get people to our website and how to get people to interact with our business on social media. But we haven't talked about one of the most important things that you need to know, and that is lead capture. When someone's on your website, there needs to be a place where they can give you their information so you get a lead from them. You need call to action and you need an offer. For example, when someone is reading my Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement blog post, I could have a section on that post offering them for me to consult them on their Medicare and retirement needs. They can click a button, put their information into a form, and then I can get that information and give them a call. Just understanding this and being aware of lead capture is a great starting point. And you can automate the lead capture process a ton and even have an email sent to them as they submit their information. Or maybe we can offer our audience a free ebook on how to understand Medicare and send that to them, and even send them follow-up emails after that with other offers. There really is no limit here, and you can get super creative. I'd suggest going to other blog posts and websites of people and companies in your industry to see what their offers are and how they're capturing leads from website visitors. This will just give you a good idea of where to start and a blueprint to follow. So all in all, throughout this video, we went into some pretty in-depth topics. And if you'd like to see any of them get their own video or have any questions, give us a comment down below and we can point you in the right direction. Building an online presence can be a little overwhelming, and you don't have to do it all on your own either. There's plenty of experts out there that can help you with building a website and even consult you on more complex things like running ads and lead capture. And if you're a Medicare agent, we can consult you on growing your business and building an online presence as well. Just let us know and we'd be happy to help you out. So if you learned something new and are ready to start building your online presence for your business, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. See you next time.